Okay, thank you, team. Moving on now to agenda item number 3, which is confirmation of the council minutes held on the 25th of January 2011, our first one for this year. Firstly, we go through and I ask you for if you have any amendments. So any amendments to those minutes as they have been produced? There being none, I call for a mover. Move, Councillor Kirk. Seconder, please, Councillor Williams. All those in favour? Any matters arising or discussion therein from those minutes, please? I normally like you guys to go first, but if there's nobody else, I'll go first. Can I please refer to Mayor Forbes wanting us to meet, send a group, I think we had 4 or 5 of you yesterday, met with the chairman of the New Zealand Walking Access Commission. Is there anything we can have reported back about that?
Your Worship, it was a very educational meeting. I think I echo the everyone there, and we're up to the ball completely in terms of walking and walking tracks in our district. And I think we are pleased with what we've achieved. And there is government money there called the Enhancement Fund. So if there are ever any walking initiatives that come up, there is money there to apply for bridging or anything like that. Gary, you had some sort of input for the southern relate, didn't you, Councillor King?
Yeah, it was enlightening in terms of that funding was available as well, if you meet the criteria. But it was very informative for me, and especially with the river trail that Mr. Bates wants to do, and his group. I understand they're fully aware of this commission and how the commission can assist them in obtaining the landowners' consents to finalise this project.
So this, just so I can see if I got this right, this was set up by the national government to help facilitate walking tracks, in particular access issues, to be a conduit to go to the landowners and try and get access through iconic places and what have you. And I think the answer to my question has just been whispered to me by the CEO that following on from yesterday, there are applications being printed as we speak into the funding pool. And especially it is important, I think, that we try and help this, but in particular the Tongariro, getting that track up and down the Tongariro River. So no, I couldn't attend that meeting yesterday, and some of you did, so that's great.
And just one other thing, they assured us that the Queen's Chain still exists, although I'll point out in this area, in the Taupo District, there are some variations to that, such as the Turi Whenua Māori Trust Act and access to the lake issues and so on. So they are particular and they're outside of the Queen's Chain. So they are fully aware of that, and as we are.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. Anything anybody raised? Well, I'm sorry, Councillor.
I just wondered if the Remuneration Authority has confirmed the resolution of council.
Mr. Mignonnet, please.
Through the chair, no, they haven't, and we're not the only council that is battling with them. We are doing some more number crunching at the moment. We are struggling to get a clear answer out of them as to what their policy is, and we will be letting you know as soon as we have got a satisfactory solution. But it's absolutely crazy, the sorts of things that we're hearing from them. But we're not the only council that's battling.
Oh, I'm sure.
So is it fair to say, or likely to say, that there could be a U-turn or a change of direction, or
All we've asked is some quite simple questions as far as clarity of their policy and a copy of their policy, and we have applied what we believe is common sense to the equation, and we're struggling to get that reciprocated.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll get there.
And we have
Okay.
we have also sent the letter to Local Government New Zealand as you requested last time.
But we haven't had a response that we can basically report on yet. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just carry that on to the next meeting, and I guess we'll keep asking until we get an answer. Anything further coming from those minutes, please? No more matters arising or discussion therein from those minutes. We will move to item 4, which you just got late today, which were the minutes of the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board held on the 8th of February. So we can only receive these, obviously, because they haven't done them. So a mover and a seconder, please to move. Can I have Councillor Kepper seconded? We can only receive these minutes because you haven't you haven't been back and what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry? You have not confirmed them. You confirm them at your next meeting, but because we've got a meeting between your two meetings, we can only receive them, but we're only receiving them. They can still be changed at your next meeting if this change is necessary to them. So I asked for I'm sorry?
If there's changes, they'll come back before council at that point.
I'm sorry?
Through you, Mr. Chair, there is a recommendation in there, 4921, and council will need to put its attention to it.
Okay, so at this stage, can we take this recommendation?
Yes, you can.
Even though it hasn't been back and ratified? Okay, so the mover and the seconder was to receive the minutes and to adopt this recommendation on page 4, which is recommendation number 4921, which is about leases that you have approved for different communities in Turangi. So move, Councillor Kepper.
It's quite straightforward as such, but it looks involved. We're just carrying on business as usual. Some of the leases need tidying up. It will be done.
Tidy up we shall do. So, and we're seconded to receive the minutes by Councillor Henderson and to adopt this recommendation on page 4, which is recommendation number 4921. So, all in favour? Say aye. All right. And from that, is there any matters arising or discussion therein from the Turangi Board minutes?
Just note there is some matters for discussion, but I'll leave them till they've been back before the community board, because my understanding is they come back before council.
Well, he does get that opportunity when those minutes come back again.
This is it. I would be suggesting you should.
So if Councillor Henderson wants to bring something up pertaining to these minutes, he does it now, even though we're only receiving them.
You're receiving the unconfirmed minutes.
Okay, so what I'm trying to point out to a new councillor is, and I'm pretty new myself around here as well, mind you, is that we're only receiving these minutes because they have not been confirmed at their following meeting, and if he wants to raise something from us, he should do it now because they won't be coming back again.
Okay.
But they'll be going back to his community board.
Yes. Can I just clarify something? You only receive minutes of another body, so you can only ever receive them anyway. They are unconfirmed minutes because they haven't been in front of the board to say these are the true and correct record. And basically, if there is a recommendation in there, then you do need to address it. But this is the time at which you raise matters that have come through from that meeting.
So when I ask, are there any matters arising and discussion, just to recap, this is the only opportunity Councillor Henderson has got, because unless he wants to raise it at his TT board at the next meeting, he doesn't get a chance to raise it again here, does he?
No, because the next lot of minutes coming through will be the
I understand
next
why,
meeting.
but yeah, so what I said is right. So are there any matters arising in the receiving of these minutes?
Yes. My concerns revolve around my other councillors being fully informed of what's happening down there. With regard to these minutes as they stand at present, it would be difficult, I find, to be fully informed, so I feel the need to elaborate on a couple of things here. It just happens that they were in relation to some points that I made that not recorded, but maybe some other things that Gary may wish to raise. Firstly, item 6 on page 4. I think it's important to draw people's attention to the situation with occupancy in the Turangi town centre. It was reported in the Taupo Times, I believe, that there was 17 shops vacant. It's not as such, it's actually 17 premises, I believe. But essentially, if you do your figures on the back of an envelope, you can say that the vacancy rate since 2008 has gone from 5% to 25%. So a 400% increase as it stands. So I just wanted that noted. The second thing is item 7, the infrastructure report.
Can I just stop you there? When you say you wanted that noted, do you want that minuted, your comment there? Is that minuted? Yeah. Okay, cool.
With relation to item 7, the quarterly performance report, as the infrastructure report's not attached, there's one item in particular I want to draw people's attention to, which I did down there, which is the state of the Turangi swimming pool, the Genesis GTAC Aquatic Centre. And the essential point I wish to make there, that people should be aware that it's currently costing the ratepayer of the community, Turangi-Tongariro, approximately $50,000 per month, which it's losing to keep it open. So I just want people to be aware of that. The other issue revolves around the job losses as well, and we had Mrs. Betty Wheeler came and spoke to us about her concerns with the library, and I did give her my assurance that I would bring her concerns to this council with regards to her feelings that the library services are being downgraded due to the job cuts and that sort of thing. And I have a letter available if anyone wishes to see it. That was all.
Okay, thank you very much. Any further alterations or calls read on those minutes? There being none, all in favour? I did that, right, they're passed, well, they've been received. Thank you. Moving now to agenda item number 5, which is the Taupo Airport Authority Committee. Again, they're unconfirmed minutes. We can only receive them because until we go to the next meeting, we can't move them as being totally accurate. So once again, can I have a mover, please? And I'll look to Councillor Johnson. Councillor Johnson, I'm happy to second as I'm on that committee. I will second it. Does anyone have any questions regarding Airport Committee and these minutes therein? There being none, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Number 6 is a very mechanical item. It's the minutes from the Animal Control Committee that had a hearing the other day, and they are self-explanatory. Can I have a mover, please?
I'll move those, Your Worship.
Councillor Hickling, seconded Councillor Kirk. Does anyone have any favours? Sorry, where'd that word come from? Does anyone have any questions regarding this? Being none, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Item number 7 is a contract number 658, extension of a road maintenance contract from 2007-2010. Mr. Anderson's not here, but that's okay. Just to extrapolate on this is a contract that had the opportunity of being rolled over and extended if the contractor had performed to certain standards, etc., and staff are obviously recommending that they have. And Mr. Ridd has his hand up to like to speak to it, so speak to it. Well, let's see if there's any questions that need to be answered, and if there is, we'll call on either Mr. Williams here, or we'll find the appropriate person answering if we can't. So I'll just open up. Are there any questions on? It's really a mechanical item. It's a maintenance item, extension of a contract that was duly tendered in an open and transparent way. But I'll open it up if anyone wants to ask any questions about it. Seeing that the doubt will leave Mr. Dennis to do his work. Councillor Hickling? Yep.
So it was advertised and tendered?
Yes, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
it wasn't re-advertised presently.
It's a 3+1+1 contract. And this is the
okay,
second,
so you're giving the rights of the +1+ contract.
We're at the first +1.
Yes,
Okay.
the second,
Second +1.
Second
This
plus
is the
sorry.
second +1.
Yes,
So
next
at
year
the
it
end
will
of
have to be tendered.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's 3+1+1. So this is the last +1. It would have to be re-tendered next year. Right. Okay. There's a suggested resolution there that the road maintenance contract 2007-2010 be extended up to 30th of June 2012, and that the contract sum be increased to the value of $9,100. Jeez, that's a lot of money. Maybe I have got a question.
That's over the 5-year period.
Over the 5-year
Over
period.
the 5-year period. Thank goodness.
Okay.
I'll move.
Thank you, Councillor Hickling.
Suggested
Second, please.
resolution.
Second by Councillor Williams. All those in favour? Carried.